The most venomous fish on Earth kills without moving. It doesn't chase. It doesn't need to. It sits, utterly still, and waits for the world to step on it. This is the stonefish. And it is extraordinarily good at being ignored. In the warm coastal shallows of the Indo-Pacific, along the reef edges of Australia, across the tidal zones of the Red Sea and beyond, something lies motionless on the seafloor. It looks like a barnacled rock. It looks like a chunk of dead coral. It looks, in every convincing detail, like nothing worth noticing. But it breathes. The stonefish, Synencia varicosa, is the apex of biological deception. Its body is covered in warty, irregular protrusions. Its skin accumulates algae, sediment, and organic debris, adding layers of texture to an already formidable disguise. It doesn't choose to look like its surroundings. It simply is them. 100 million years of evolution has produced an animal so perfectly matched to the substrate beneath it that the reef itself seems to breathe. It waits. Sometimes for hours. Sometimes for days. Then a small fish swims close, too close. What happens next is over before the eye can register it. The stonefish strikes in 15 milliseconds. 15. That is faster than a human blink, faster than a camera shutter, faster than the nervous system can process what it is seeing. The prey is consumed, and the stonefish settles back into stillness. As if nothing happened at all. The stonefish is not a predator that pursues. It is a predator that becomes part of the landscape, and lets the landscape do the hunting. But it is not the mouth that has made this animal infamous. It is the back. Running along the dorsal ridge of every stonefish are 13 spines. Not scales, not fins, spines. Grooved, needle-sharp, and sheathed in soft tissue that houses venom glands at the base of each one. These spines are not deployed voluntarily. They are not weapons the fish consciously uses. They are passive structures, permanently erect, pointing upward. A stonefish does not sting you. You sting yourself on it. When pressure is applied, a bare foot on the sand, a hand reaching into a tidal pool, the spine punctures skin and compresses the venom gland beneath it. The toxin travels upward along the grooved channels of the spine and enters the body. The effect is nearly immediate. Survivors describe it as the worst pain a human being can experience. Not the worst aquatic injury. The worst pain. Period. There is a formal medical system called the Visual Analog Scale for measuring pain. Stonefish envenomation routinely tops it. One marine biologist stung through a wetsuit boot described the experience with complete sincerity. He wanted his foot removed. Not treated. Removed. The venom is a complex biochemical weapon. Its primary components, stonistoxin and varicotoxin, are large protein molecules that attack at multiple levels simultaneously. They disrupt cell membranes. They interfere with cardiovascular function, causing dangerous drops in blood pressure. They can induce muscle paralysis. In concentrated doses, they can stop a human heart. The tissues around the wound begin to die. The venom is cytotoxic, it destroys the cells it contacts, which is why untreated stings can require surgery to remove necrotic flesh weeks after the initial injury. In remote communities across northern Australia and the Pacific Islands, where medical care is hours away and antivenom unavailable, this has historically meant permanent disability. The antivenom, developed in Melbourne in 1959, remains the only effective treatment. More units of stonefish antivenom are produced and administered each year than for any other aquatic animal in the world. Australia alone reports hundreds of stings annually. And yet, with proper treatment, almost no one dies. This is perhaps the strangest part of the stonefish story. An animal producing venom capable of cardiac arrest, tissue destruction, and systemic shock has remarkably few confirmed human fatalities in the modern medical record. The venom evolved not as a killing mechanism aimed at people, but as a last resort defense against large predators, sharks, rays, heavy-bodied fish, that might otherwise crush or swallow it whole. Against a human foot, it is catastrophically effective. Against the intention of killing, it overperforms by design and undershoots entirely by accident. There is something in this that demands a particular kind of attention. The stonefish is not malevolent. It has no concept of us, no awareness of the pain it causes, no stake in the encounter beyond its own survival. It lies where it has always lain. We are the ones who move through its world without watching. In the tidal zones where stonefish are most common, the reef is not just habitat, it is cover. The same environments that draw swimmers and snorkelers draw stonefish. Shallow, rocky, warm, rich in small prey. Every flat stone in a tidal pool is a potential answer to a question no one wants to ask. Indigenous Australians have understood this for tens of thousands of years. Traditional knowledge systems across the Pacific include specific protocols for moving through reef zones, shuffling the feet rather than stepping, reading the texture of the seafloor as a language. There is one more thing the stonefish can do that very few people know. It can leave the water. A stonefish stranded by a retreating tide does not die. It absorbs oxygen through its skin and through moisture trapped beneath its gill covers, and it waits, as it always waits, for conditions to change. Documented specimens have survived out of water for more than 24 hours. They sit among exposed rocks, indistinguishable from them, patient and venomous and very much alive. The world's most dangerous fish is also, in a quiet and precise way, one of the world's most tenacious. And here is the fact that reframes everything. In Japan, the stonefish is a delicacy. It is served raw, as sashimi, in restaurants that specialize in it. The fish, called okose, is prized for its clean white flesh and subtle flavor. It is prepared by skilled chefs who know exactly where the spines are, who remove them with practiced hands before the fish ever reaches the plate. In Osaka fish markets, they are sold live, in tanks, alongside sea bream and crab. The most venomous fish on earth. Served chilled. With soy sauce. It has spent 100 million years perfecting the art of being invisible. And we have spent centuries figuring out how to eat it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit like and subscribe for more incredible facts.